Satyam and we are here on our one and all YouTube channel Satyam Ideal Learning. Now guys, our today's topic is about transport in plants. Guys, at the very first, what is transport in plants? Why it is necessary? Why it is done? So guys, for an organisms to survive, or an organism can survive only when there will be something to expel out and when there will be something to get in. So an organism, in order to survive, an organism need to expel something and it need to take something too. Okay, so an organism need to take and leave something or expel something. So it is only transport in plants. Now we are going to study about transport in plants. How they are taking. They are taking in water and minerals. How? How they are taking in water and minerals. And if you have any kind of doubt about osmosis, diffusion and active transport, these three are the processes through which these plants transport in water. Okay, so they plant take in water and minerals by these three processes. And if you have any doubt, I am guaranteeing you that in this lecture you will have been clearing all the doubts. You will have been clearing all the doubts. आपके सारे डाउट्स क्लियर हो जाएंगे. तो गाइस पूरी वीडियो देखिए, ध्यान से सुनिए. ओके, फोकस इट. Okay, so transport in plants is our topic. Now, at the very first, diffusion. What is diffusion? It is a kind of process in which particles of a substance move from higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. Remember this thing, it is very important. It moves the particles. In this case, we are talking about minerals. The particles of the minerals move from an area of higher concentration. Higher concentration means that where the particles are more, to an area of lower concentration where the particles are less. Okay, so in the diffusion process, it's a process in which the particles move from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. This you have to remember. It moves from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. Okay, it is clear. Now, it allows both solute as well as solvent. In this case, diffusion, it allows both the solute as well as solvent. Okay, solid, liquid and gases. In these three states, it can occur. Diffusion can occur in three states: solid, liquid and gases. And it allows both solute and solvent. This you have to remember. It is a very important point. Okay. Now see, in the diffusion, how it is occurring. See, if there is a root, of plant, and root is surrounded by water which is in the soil. No, there is root in the soil, and in the soil there is water and minerals. Minerals are dissolved in water. Now what will happen? The roots have membrane. Okay, the root have membrane. Now this in the process of diffusion, now it occurs that it is a passive process. It is a passive transport. Passive transport I have told you because in this kind of transport there is no expend of energy. Means plant do not release any kind of energy to happen this process. Okay, so plant do not expend any kind of energy in this process. It is a passive transport and it is based on the process of on the gradient, on the concentration gradient. Gradient means difference. Okay, so it is based on the concentration gradient, concentration difference. Okay, so see, when there will be the water, okay, it has minerals. Now the minerals are in the higher concentration? No. The minerals are here in the higher concentration in the soil. Now, in the root, see, for example, see, can I rub this? If you take a screenshot, it will be better. You can take a screenshot. Then I will be rubbing the first one. See, in this, see, there is a root. Okay, there is a root, and there are minerals. Okay, these are minerals, and water is there, soil is there. Okay, and these are minerals which are dissolved in the water. Now what will happen? Now these minerals are there in high concentration. I have told you that in this process they will go from a higher concentration to a lower concentration. Then they will move to the in the root from a higher concentration area to the lower concentration area. Then they will go inside the root. Okay, how this is going? Okay, and then only when they will go inside the root, no, then they will distribute. They will evenly distribute throughout the root. Inside the root, they will distribute uniformly. Okay, and this is an example that I have given to you. And you have seen, if in a room you will take a perfume, at one side you are there, okay, and you will spray it, then it will be, the perfume smell will be coming in all the room, no? So the perfume smell will be spread. The perfume will spread out in all the room. Okay, this is the one more example. Okay, so these are the examples of the diffusion process. Okay, and there is one more example. You can take a drop of ink in water. When you will put that drop of ink inside the water, then it will spread in whole water. No, it will spread evenly throughout the water. No, this is an example of diffusion. Now guys, come on, osmosis. See guys, water and minerals are absorbed by root as well as root hairs which are come out from the roots. Okay, the skin of the root is known as epiblema. The skin of the root is known as epiblema. Okay, so it is the skin of the root is known as epiblema, and from this epiblema only the root hairs arise. Okay, root is a single, see, this is the root, and the hairs will arise like this way, and from these arise like this way, hair arise, no? So epiblema is the skin of the root, and from this epiblema only hairs arise. After that all, in the osmosis process, no, see, I have written, it's a process in which the solvent only, in this process only solvent move. Okay, in this process only solvent move. Solvent in case of water. And in the diffusion process, I have told you that solute and solvent both move. And in this process only solvent moves. Okay, so solvent only moves from a semi-permeable membrane. The root here has a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, it has a semi-permeable membrane and it is a tube-like structure. The root is a tube-like structure, and root hairs are arising, and root hair has a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable means that it allows only few substances to get inside. Okay, clear? So its cell membrane is semi-permeable. Now it is a semi-permeable membrane. Cell membrane is semi-permeable. Okay. From an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. And in this also the same condition is happening, that the substance will move from an area of higher concentration to an area of low concentration. And this is how it is moving. There is higher concentration in the soil of the minerals and water. No. So water will move because water is a solvent. So we are talking about only the solvent. So water, there is higher concentration of water, and water has dissolved minerals. So they will move inside the root hairs. Okay, they will move inside the root hair by passing the semi-permeable membrane of cell membrane. Cell membrane is semi-permeable in this case. So they will move from an area of higher concentration in the soil and lower concentration in the root. Inside the root there is lower concentration. Okay, so they will move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration, and they both, osmosis and diffusion, they both are the passive transport. They both are the passive transport. It means that they do not need energy. Okay, and there will be a cell to cell osmosis. After all, when the water with dissolved mineral has moved inside the root hair by an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration, then it will move upside through the root tissues by cell to cell osmosis. There will be cell to cell osmosis, and then it will move to the xylem, and from the xylem only it will move to upside to the leaf. Okay, and there is a pull which is created when the leaf is when there will be a process of transpiration. Transpiration is a process in which water changes into water vapor and it is released in the air. When the water vapor will release in the air by the leaf, then it has to pull some water to release. Okay, so it has to pull some water. Then only this is moving. This is how it is moving. If I say in Hindi, see that जब क्या कहते हैं ये जाता है, ये जो सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन से चला जाता है और उसके बाद जब वो जाइलम के पास पहुंचता है तो जाइलम में एक पुल होता है, क्रिएट होता है, एक पुल क्रिएट होता है, वो खींचता है. ठीक है, कैसे खींचता है? जब लीफ ट्रांसपिरेशन करता है तब क्या कहते हैं वाटर तो रिलीज हो गया, तो उसे वाटर चाहिए ना, तो नीचे से फिर खींचेगा. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज मूविंग through the process of osmosis, cell to cell osmosis, and then in the xylem it will go, water and minerals. Okay, so osmosis and diffusion are the passive transport, which means that they do not need energy. Okay, now come on the last, active transport. See guys, in active transport what happens? See, as the name suggests, active, it means it requires energy. So plant will expend energy in this kind of transport. In active transport, plant will expend energy. Okay. So as the active suggests, so plant will expend energy. Now in this, it requires energy. It requires energy, and carrier proteins. There are no carrier proteins. You can see in the diagram, it is very clear, it is very much clear that there is a cell wall, there is a cell membrane. Cell wall is surrounding the cell membrane. Cell membrane is in the inner side and cell wall is at the outer side. Okay, so cell wall is there. See, like cell wall is there. Okay, and this is cell membrane. This is cell membrane. This portion is cell membrane. So this is cell membrane, and this is cell wall. Okay. And carrier protein is there. In this cell membrane, there is carrier protein. Okay. There is carrier protein. And in this kind of active transport, there is no matter how the concentration is there. Which means that higher concentration and lower concentration doesn't matter in this case. So it can be if the root has a higher concentration. If the root has a higher concentration and the soil has a lower concentration, in active transport it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter whatever the concentration may be, because in this kind of transport there is a expend of energy. Okay. Now there is cell membrane, and in this cell membrane only there is a carrier protein. This is carrier protein. Okay, and this will take, you can see in the diagram there is carrier protein, and this carrier protein will take minerals from this side. Okay, from the soil it will take minerals, it will bind it, the minerals will be binded by this cell, by the carrier protein, and then the carrier protein will take the mineral to the cytoplasm. Here the cytoplasm is there. Okay, so cytoplasm is there, it is cytoplasm, and it will take, this carrier protein will take the mineral from the soil to the cytoplasm and then release it. Okay, there is also written the same thing. See, carrier proteins which are found in cell membrane helps transport minerals to cytoplasm from outside. Okay, these proteins bind with minerals and carry them across the cell membrane and release it in the cytoplasm. Okay, all right. I think all these topics are clear. All these topics are clear of the diffusion osmosis and active transport. I have told you difference also. Okay. So I think you all must have been clear about these things. So thank you guys, and you can tell me in the comment section that how much you have been cleared about this. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye bye. We will meet in the next class.